There's craziness going on, but I'm really excited. And I'm really excited about this arrest today. And I'm sure you guys are as well. And everybody that has been following this case. And I'm going to use my cell phone to try to see the messages so that I can communicate back and forth with you instead of just me talking. So, the first thing that, if you don't know, the guy that they arrested in Pennsylvania is named Bryan Kohberger. He is a criminology student, which I have a major in criminal justice. So, this guy's getting his PhD in criminal justice. And let's see, 200 days ago, so that's around 10 months ago, he put something up on Reddit, and he was looking for criminals to give them, how they felt during a crime. He was looking to build a group of people. So what I think will be interesting will be to see if anybody else gets arrested, or if anybody else was part of it. And there's a photo floating around right now of this other guy that has red hair, which is really interesting too. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, I'm having a hard time with this software. I'm going to get some new software, and Lauren and I are going to do a live on Sunday. So right now, what I have going on is I have workers outside my house drilling, and then I have Rocky, who just had a surgery, and I've locked him in the room, and he's barking and causing trouble. So this is probably going to be quick. But I wanted to tell you, I have a group on Facebook. I'm going to tell you the name of it. And if you want, because turn on the group, we'll all be talking in there. We have 6,000 people in there. And watching the press conference, which will be 1 p.m. Pacific time and 4 p.m. Eastern time. And we're going to find out more information about this person. Oh, look, so there's people. Let me talk to you guys. I love you guys. All you nice people really give meaning to my life, and I appreciate that. And my head has been spinning since they announced this arrest, just spinning. So I'm so glad, because the last thing we wanted was for this guy to stay loose and have more people get murdered. Oh, 2 arrests. So somebody's saying there's 2 arrests. Yeah, because another picture is circulating. I just haven't seen it on mainstream media. And let me tell you the name of this Facebook group, in case you want to come in there. Because in my Facebook group, we do name names and we discuss people, not like other groups I'm in, and I like those groups too. But, they're like, you can't say anyone's name. And it's like, yeah, well, we discuss things in my group. And it's called it's called Psychic Reverend Donna Seraphina. So if you go on Facebook and look for a group, oh, here's the name of it. Psychic Reverend Donna Seraphina and Readings and Investigations. Yeah, come in there and let's watch that and talk about it. And we'll talk about the press conference. I wanted to read you. Well, maybe I just want to see what you guys have to say. You guys are so nice. Oh, thank you, Petra. That's really nice of you. Thank you very much. So one person says 1 arrest. See, there's a lot of information going around. People aren't quite sure. There's the one guy got arrested in Pennsylvania, the guy in the photo. And they even said that car was at an Elantra, that car that we're looking for. He parked it there at his house on Friday. So he actually even had the car they were looking for. And you know what? I've been wanting to go live to tell you guys, I saw where he parked. People keep saying, oh, he parked up in the dirt. No, he didn't. Well, maybe I don't know if he ever did, but I saw him park up the street. And then he moved his car and parked up at the end of the street and around the corner. And I think that was so he could take a fast getaway. So it was like, I've been wanting to come on, and Lauren from Sweetie Pilo channel and I are planning on doing a live stream comparing my reading, which this was even before this news came out, but just talking about the reading and different aspects of the crime And so that will be Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific time, because it looks like there's no football games and no parade on Sunday. So I figured, that would be a good day to do a live stream. And somebody just, Kimberly Dagon, thank you very much for your donation. I appreciate that. And let's see. There's definitely at least 3 murderers, Heather says. Yeah, you guys tell me what you think. Tell me what you think, and I'll say it. No, someone said, did you hear his name in your reading? I can't even believe we got the software to work. I got the software to work. And Rocky stopped barking. That's amazing right there. Okay, so, yeah, Ted Bundy. Yeah, he has that psycho look. I think people get this dead eye look when they're when they kill people. I think people go dead in the eyes. Let's see. What's his name, Brian? I don't remember hearing his name. And that's another thing. Those readings, the reading that I did on this case, I was so deep in trance that the only thing that I remembered when I woke up was about the bread. So we'll have to look for that. But I have a feeling there's more to just him too. If he was soliciting criminals on Reddit under the guise of wanting to know everything about their emotions, so he was looking for people who get off on this kind of thing, it would not surprise me at all if there's going to be a lot more to this story that comes out. Okay, he looks like Ted Bundy. Let's see. Can you see the light in your face knowing they have a suspect? Are you kidding? I haven't been able to breathe since I read this. Sammy, his sister lives next door to the girls. Oh, so somebody is saying, Kat is saying that that's how he probably knew about the place. This lady here, Kat, is saying that his sister lives next door to the girls. I don't know. I already looked him up on Background Checker, and it looked like his sister also lived in Pennsylvania, but maybe he has another sister. He could have half sisters or anything else too. One person, Christy, she thinks he acted alone. And he could have. He has that kind of weird psychotic energy too, don't you think? Hi, Arlene. I found you again. And I was surprised this finally worked. There's like work people outside drilling on against my house and everything. He asked when he was arrested if anyone else was arrested. Yeah, I have a feeling of more. Even if they were lookouts. Because do you remember I was like, there's a red-haired guy and now there's a brunette guy? Where I was unsure in the reading. I was like, is there one person or is there more than one person? Because it's like, first I was seeing a red, and I'll tell you what I saw, because over and over I've watched everybody's like YouTube things, and they're all like, yeah, perfect to park up in this dirt and walk 10 feet. But what I saw was that he wanted to be able to get away. So say if things went wrong and he could get out on the street, he could just walk up the street, walk to the end of the street and get in his car. But if he had parked right in that dirt thing, and then there was a big, chaos and everyone paying attention, he wouldn't be able to escape without being noticed right then. So let's see. The other guy got arrested for stealing the Elantra. So, this is going to be coming out by the minute. And let's see. Yeah. So in just over an hour is going to be the, what's it called? Press conference. Nessa says it's looking like 3 guys. I don't know, but it would not surprise me just because I saw 3 people. So I don't know, though. Shelby asked, do you think there were others that helped him? Yeah, absolutely, I do. I feel like there's more. I don't feel like this is the only person involved in the planning of this. Robin, why did he do it? This guy's sick. Oh my God. And I don't understand quite, some of the experts that sit there and say stuff about it's not sexual. I don't quite understand what they mean by that. What I saw him doing in the house during that reading, it was a sick, it wasn't normal sex, but it was, he wanted to R the one of those girls while he was cutting her open. That was his fantasy, but it didn't work. And then after, like, it was all there, and he stayed up with their remains for a few minutes. And he was also listening for more noise in the house to see if anyone heard him. He wanted to relieve himself with, you know, with their blood and you know, he said gross. So is it sex related? I don't know what they mean by that, because he definitely had an extremely sick perversion of that. And then in the reading that I did December 5th, that I was literally going around for the last 3 weeks, one, you know, just trying to decide, should I even put this online? And then I put that little clip that he had, I had seen him, I think he took a body part too, which I saw. And then I was wondering, when I saw him bury the knife, I was wondering, because then he buried the jar not that far away, like 5 feet away or something, it felt like. And, but then I saw him take out a little jar and he had blood in it. And you can listen to what I said he did with it. So is that sexual or not? So it's deviant. It's the sickest thing I've literally ever heard in my life. And I cannot make that up. I mean, that is way over the top. So why did he do it? I think that if they ever figure out the genetic code in the brain for people who have a desire to harm other people in this way, it would be a good thing, because maybe they can figure out a way then to counteract it as well. I mean, what makes a person's brain where they would even do or think of something like this is so over the top that time will tell. Time will tell about this guy. Why? Yeah, he lived in Idaho. So on the news already, they said he was previously or currently a student at Pullman. So I think that's Washington State University. So it's like 10 minutes away from University of Idaho. And he was studying getting his PhD in criminology. Yeah, as soon as I saw this, the first time I saw this, people keep mentioning Ted Bundy in the comments. The first time that I heard of it, instantly, the sorority murders of Ted Bundy came into my mind instantly. And a lot of times on these different cases, something will just drop into my mind and it turns out to be similar to what occurred. I love you guys too. Even though I don't come on here as much, I think about, my goal for 2022 was to upload twice a week. And I think I made it to once or twice a month. But I'm going to try to do better this year. Let's see. And Lori, what about Buddy and the rabbit? Oh, the dog and the rabbit? They're sick. These people are sick. Thank you, Amy. Thank you. I don't know, because I'm not in a psychic mode right now. I can't even hardly breathe. And I just thought, you know what? I have to go live and share with you guys and just connect with you guys, because we're all in this together as far as just being glued to this case. And, every day I wake up and it's like the first thing on my mind to check, you know, what's the latest. And when someone just texted me and said they arrested someone, I was just couldn't get to my phone fast enough. So like I said, in the Facebook group, I would really like, if you're on Facebook for, when we're done, you could essentially type the name of this YouTube channel, but then it says Readings and Investigations. So then we can discuss it. So, yeah, we're pretty free in there to discuss things. And there's nobody mean in there, like in some of the bigger groups. If I see someone act mean to other people, I just delete them. I don't even give them a warning. Let's see. Megan says there was a 4chan post anonymously stating that, oh, I heard that he hung her intestines on the ceiling fan and stabbed Kaylee in the private, and he was hiding in the shitwoods in PA. And you know, it wouldn't surprise me if he did that. I didn't see him specifically do that, but I don't see it's not like television where you see every single thing. I did see him cut her open. I saw him remove a body part. I wasn't connected with his brain, if you can believe that. And I think after I was connected with his brain, I was super obsessed about this case. Like, and really, honestly, locking my back door every single day. Like, normally I would have my back door wide open for the breeze. Ever since I did that reading, I've had all my windows double locked and my back door until this guy gets arrested. Like, that's how much it scared me just seeing in the reading. And, yeah, it wouldn't be surprised if he had recruited several people to help him. Whether it was just lookouts, I don't know, or whatever. Do I feel like he was already in the house? No, okay, I'll tell you what I saw. I saw him park up the street. First, he parked on the same street, about 2/3 the way up. Then he moved his car and he went around the corner, so he was facing to be on that street to be able to get away. Okay, then he walked all the way up the street, and there's a phone pole that you only see in some pictures because they try to, like, not shoot the phone pole, but he stopped there for a second, and he looked at the house, and, you know, then he made his decision to go forward, and he walked over towards the front door. I'm not sure if he checked the front door or if he just did that in case anyone was watching, and then he just walked along the right side, and he walked back, and he walked right in the kitchen door. It was open. It was unlocked. That's what I saw. So I don't feel like he was already in the house. No. Yeah, that's so gross about that 4chan post. So I'm glad that they got this guy, and we'll see if he did that. Yeah, I love you and Rocky. Rocky's doing pretty good. Today he's being a little pesky, so that's more like his normal self. I was able to trick him and lock him into my bedroom. So, Natural Healing says, does everyone think this guy is the killer? He just has that killer look, doesn't he? On Netflix, you know that actor? He kind of looks like that a little bit, that one that plays that killer. Yeah, so they're talking on here. So what do you guys tell me what your opinion is? Like, do you think there's more people? Do you think it'll turn out that he's only taking the fall by himself? I don't think so. I think he had someone help at least watch for. Let me see. Oh no, this isn't my first live. It's it's my first unplanned live where I tried to get this thing started. I love you too, Billy. I love all of you. I bet the ex-boyfriend of one of the girls and hoodie guy. Oh, this person, Gilly, says, this is what she says. I bet the ex-boyfriend of one of the girls. She means Jack D. And hoodie guy, Jack S., are relieved. And I hope they can have peace and can grieve. Yeah, you know what? I think we have to watch for a little while to know every little detail that's going to be coming out of the cracks. I think there's going to be some things in this case that are going to be shocking. So, and then Jay says he put it on his body. Yeah. Oh, here's another thing. I keep hearing, this is one of the main questions I think I see on other channels and in groups. This is the other thing. Everyone's always like, why are these other two roommates alive? The only reason the other two roommates are alive was because he felt like it was time to go. Like, he actually had a desire to go kill them too. So he wanted to kill the other two. But you know how if you're doing something and it's like you've pushed your time limit and you're pushing your luck already, that's the only reason they're alive. Those two young women, he wanted to go kill them. That's the answer to that. Because I see that. Please get in psychic mode. I'll get in psychic mode for Sunday because right now my head is going a mile a minute. And the whole key to doing the psychic is to breathe and let your mind go totally blank. And, you know, I'm in it. Oh my God, I cannot wait until this press conference mode. Let's see. Kelly Ann Garber just gave me a really nice gift. Kelly, I appreciate that very, very much. And this lady too, Nico Japcat. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your help to support this channel very much. I wonder if he's killed before. I would assume he's killed animals for sure. And he very well may have. And he, I would bet he's raped. His I've never even connected for such a deviant. Like every time I think people couldn't get any more psycho, then another crime comes along, and when like I'm connected with this guy's brain, connected with him as he goes and does that. Another thing people don't realize is when he entered the kitchen from the sliding door, he already pulled his knife out. He didn't go like everyone goes, oh, Ethan got... No, he pulled his big knife out and he went in there. Ethan started to wake up, like I said in the reading, but he stabbed him right away. Like, he had his knife ready. If one of the girls had walked into the kitchen, she would have got it right there. That's where he was. Let's see. Yeah, I agree. He's definitely a killer. So everyone keeps talking about the redheaded guy too. So if you go in our group, we got a bunch of pictures of the redheaded guy. Like I could see if I could put one up to the camera. I wish I was better at this software. I'll try. That's what I'll do for this year, is try to get better. Oh my God. So I don't know if you're into all these groups, and I've been going on like 4chan and the big groups on Facebook and just everywhere. But this black and white photo is an artificial intelligence generated image of the person. And I know for a fact that it's real because I saw it several days ago and even commented to the person that put it up. So I know it's a real photo. And how accurate is that? I mean, yeah, that's pretty darn close. For artificial intelligence, just boy, there's a future there for the artificial intelligence art. And I'm gonna look for this red-haired guy too. They say they arrested. Let's see. There's a lot of people talking in the group. Let's see. Well, if I was real good at this, I could hook them both up, right? Both. My God. I think it's on the next one. It's so interesting too that the okay, here it is. The memorial service for Kaylee and Maddie is today at 3 p.m. And so, oh my God. But anyways, okay, so here's the red-haired guy. This picture is floating around as well. And apparently they arrested this guy also. But they haven't charged him with this murder. So I don't know if he's a suspect or a person of interest or if it's just the rumor mill. I don't know. But this is what he looks like. His name is Jason David Elkins. Let me see if you can get that. Can't see that on here. But so he was Jason David Elkins was arrested at the Meridian City Police Department. So in Meridian, Idaho, if you want to look that guy up. Let me see what else people are saying. This is fun. Oh, wow. Amy loves Louie. Thank you so much, Amy. You guys, I really appreciate it because, do you know, and I've been living in the same place for 21 years renting, and an investment company bought it and they're going to rip it down, so I have to move. So Amy, thank you. I really, really, really appreciate it. Let's see what you guys think. Let me know if you have any questions, put them in here. I'll try to answer them. 1600 in the chat, I believe. Okay, Pearl Strand says, I believe he's a loner. He would have killed again, and I'm glad he would have killed again for sure. Oh, he was in his mode. I mean, people think that he didn't want to kill those other girls. Let me make sure this is plugged in just a minute. There's low power on my laptop. He wanted to kill the other two. So people keep saying that, but they don't realize he actually wanted to kill them. He just thought he had spent enough time in there that he better get out of there. So, and let me see. He would have killed again for sure. Oh, his energy was 100% in connected with what he was doing. He really was on a high. When he murdered the two upstairs, I believe he just murdered Xana and Ethan to get to the ones upstairs. And he really studied what he was doing, because if you listen to my reading, I am sitting there saying that there's another room that would seem more likely he would go in, but he's skipping that room and he's going up some hallway or something to some other room. I feel like he's been in here before. I feel like he knows who's in what room and stuff like that. So that other empty room on the same floor as Xana was previously occupied or rented and never occupied. Either way, that belonged to somebody and it was empty. So he knew. He didn't even bother going in there. He wasn't checking doors looking for people. He knew right where he was going. So that's another kind of thing that I see floating around. Oh, thank you, Liz. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. Let me see. I want to see if there's questions. Oh, yeah. He looks like a psycho. Psycho. Hopefully they put him in jail in Idaho and those people take care of him in there. That's what I really think. Okay, let's see. So Michelle says, do we know if either of the new arrested suspects worked at the bakery you saw in your psychic vision? We don't know anything yet. Like, you gotta let it unfold. Like, I have no idea. So, it'll be interesting to collaborate and see all these things, because it seemed to be a major, this thing about bread seemed to be like one of the main things they wanted me to remember. So it'll be interesting to see where that comes in, if one other person that gets arrested is related to that. Oh, someone said a jar of what? I saw him cut off one of her body parts, and I didn't see him put that in a jar, but then when he was burying the knife, then about 5 feet away, he buried a jar, and it wasn't, I didn't see it. It was like, I saw it, but I didn't like see up close details, and I had a feeling of it being the body part, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if he put that stuff that like you preserve things in or what, but I didn't see that close. But then, and then this other reading I did on December 5th, he took out a smaller jar or a container about that big with blood, and he put it on himself, on his private areas. I mean, to do, you know what, like that is what turned him on. It turned him on to masturbate. I don't know if that's okay to say on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, but that is how he sexually got excited, using the blood of his victims. later, even later, like thinking about it. So for sure, this guy would be killing people as long as he lived and as long as he was on the street, no doubt. Yeah, definitely. I'll be stopping the live before the press conference. But we have almost an hour. Let's see. The question someone asked, do you think he was going to go back to get them later, the girls? I don't know. They don't show me. So how the mediumship works is I just know whatever they show me. Like some things I know they show me, and then other things could be true or could be not true, but I don't know. Like all I know is he did want to go murder the other two, and if he thought that he wasn't pushing his luck on time wise, those two girls would be dead as well. Everyone for the beginning of this thing has been going on and on about why are these two girls alive. The only reason they're alive is because he felt like he had spent enough time there that the risk was outweighed the pleasure for him of doing more. Thank you, Mom. Not my mom, but somebody's mom. Mom 23, Nancy from Utah. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It really helps. Okay. Carlson asked, do you know where he buried the knife and jar? So to me, what it looked like was a hunting cabin. That's what it looked like. Oh, but you know, it might be the red-haired guy that went and did that. So we're going to have to find out. We're going to have to watch and see. If one of them has the more ties to Idaho, then you would want to look at his family property or like what would appear like a hunting cabin. That's what it looked like to me. Now, remember, people were like furious with me on this Idaho Lori Vallow case because there's a giant irrigation lake, which is a lake, is huge and deep enough to kayak, but I just said that's on a lake. And so it appeared to me, so when you see the place, it's going to look similar to a hunting cabin. Could it be a shed somewhere? Yeah, sure. It could be. So, but we'll watch. Let me see. Yeah, he was using the blood as that's what made him sexually aroused. Was the blood of victims. Like, that's how, this is the most twisted, sickest person personally that I have ever come across in a crime where my mind, where the spirit guides, they connected. Because remember in the reading I say, okay, they're going to connect me with the mind of the killer, and then all of a sudden my consciousness is literally following him. I'm like a foot back behind him, and my brain's connected to his brain, and it's like he's the sickest. Like every time I think they can't get any sicker, they put up another one. There's another one. Oh, was he a serial killer? I don't know his past. You know, usually these people do kill animals. Usually they have a sadistic nature. I would bet he would have done like date rapes at the very least. And he, you know, nothing would surprise me, but I do know 100% for sure if they didn't arrest him, he would kill more people for sure. Like, he enjoyed that very much. He was on a high. He didn't feel like people, I've seen even people, experts even go, oh, he was all tired. He was all tired. No, he wasn't tired at all. He was on a high. Well, you can tell he's in pretty good shape. He was on a high. He was on a high. He wanted to go kill more. He just thought he needed to get out of there, you know? Thank you, Anna. Thank you very much. I really, really, really appreciate it. And Clark, I appreciate it. I appreciate your donations. Thank you. Okay, let's see. This question, is there anything your mediumship has shown you that you haven't shared publicly about the case? Yeah. I can't even tell you on here, out of respect for the families, just how gross, gruesome, and sickening that person is and what he did. Like, he literally, his fantasy was to be RPing one of his victims, right? And to cut her open at the same time he was doing that. And he wanted to be the last person that she saw while she was alive. Like, that was his fantasy. That was going on in his brain. I don't know if he couldn't get it up, or I don't know if it was because they were together and then Maddie started to wake up. Like, I'm not sure exactly how that went down, but it didn't work according to plan for him. But that was his plan. That was his plan. He's so gross. I can't, I saw him cut off part of her body. Like, of course there's a ton of stuff that's so gross. That's what I'm saying. Like, so I did a reading on December 5th, and I've been walking around for 3 weeks, concerned even about my own safety, putting that up. 2, I've written 10 letters to the police department tip line. I submitted the reading to the FBI and things, but yeah, it's pretty gross. There's things you can't even talk about, really. Let's see. Let me see if there's more questions. Thank you, Scarlett. I appreciate that. So curious what the UWA has to say. University of Washington. Is that... The University of Washington is in Seattle. And Washington State University is in Pullman. Let me see. He was on a ride-along for his criminology degree. Oh, my. Oh, my. And people had been speculating about that also. If he could have been a ride-along with the police. And then someone earlier, and all this is unconfirmed because this is coming in so fast, but somebody earlier said that his sister lived next to the victims. Now, I don't know if that's true, because I looked up his sister on the background checker already, and it said she lived in Pennsylvania. But he could have had any kind of friend or a relative there or whatever. Let's see. Do I think this is drug related? No, I think this is psycho related. This guy is... Do you want to know something Ted Bundy used to do, which nobody can really say because it's so sickening? But I lived in Seattle for several years at the time Ted Bundy was active. And I used to work as a waitress. I was only 13 and 14 years old. Times were different then. And I worked as a waitress. And I would get off at 11 p.m. literally and hitchhike home. Because there wasn't buses that went there at that time. And so I was always worried about Ted Bundy. And I paid attention about him and what he used to do. He would murder women and dispose of the remains, and he would go back and do perverse acts with the remains as they rotted. I mean, people don't realize how sick these people are. He's one of them. He's as sick as that. This guy is as sick as they come. He's the sickest guy I've ever seen on a reading. Let's see. Yeah, so he did surveys to see how people got away with things. He was actively trying to recruit people on Reddit for his surveys, and he wanted to find criminals and to see how they felt during the crime. And I'm suspecting he was looking for people like himself who had a real fantasy of doing what he did so that he could probably get them to help a little bit. Let's see. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Let's see. He looks like you described. Yeah. What a creep, huh? Ugh. It makes me want to barf. Okay, let's see. The roommates locked their doors. Yeah, because remember in the reading, after he did all this and he was with the apple in the kitchen and he cut it and he was eating the blood then. He liked the taste of the blood. And he went out the sliding door, but then he came back in and went down the stairs. I said, and so they later confirmed, the neighbors said the front door was open, right? I don't know if he jiggled their door locks to see if they were open or not. I just know that when he was up in that room, he spent a little time up there after he was all done. I mean, he was on a high. He was on an adrenaline high. I've heard several experts go, oh yeah, he left the other two because he was tired. No, that's not even true. Not even true in this last bit. He wanted to go kill him. He just had to get out of there. It was just time for him to leave. Let's see. Those girls are lucky to be alive, and I think people should be nice to them and pray for them, because when Ted Bundy murdered those girls at the sorority house down in Florida, there was an article 20 years later, and it followed up with the survivors of that, and they had severe PTSD that affected them their entire life. Like, they had to move back home. I think they became very overweight, and that's a coping mechanism, right? Their lives were messed up, so they're going to need a lot of support and a lot of love, and maybe I'll just say that I keep them in your prayers. The only reason they're alive is because he felt like he had spent the amount of time that he could afford to spend at that house. Let's see. His sister lived next to the King Road home. So people keep saying that. I can't confirm or not. I don't know. Would I be able to point him out in a lineup? I'll tell you what my goal and dream, because I'm 60, okay? And the thought of sitting in this place for the next 20 years staring at the wall does not appeal to me. And I would like to buy a little one of these vans where, you know, it has the bed and the thing, and go to these places, because I can go in a house, and I've done this before. People have had me come in a house and want me to walk around, and I can say, up in this room, I feel like there's been a death or something. The lady said, oh, a lady had moved in there, and a week later her son died, and she cried in that room for 3 years. So spotting from a lineup, as far as pictures, not so sure. If I was in a same room, I'd be getting all kinds of different kinds of spirit energy on that kind of thing. Or if I could, walk through the house where it happened, I would pick up a lot. If I was even near it, I would be picking up all kinds, because everything's written in the energy in the air. Everything is in these thought forms in the air, and they're all connected together. And when you access it, but near where something happened, it's going to be even stronger. And another ability I have, which, it's not necessarily you're going to want to have that kind of ability, but I could be in a room with someone and receive their thoughts. So, like, what I used to do when I used to, like, try to expose government corruption before my daughter died, I could be in a room. I could go, like, to the local governments. I could be in a room and I could know what they're really about, and then go look for the documentation to back up what I had picked up. So it's almost kind of like the reverse of the way law enforcement works. Hazelnut, thank you very much. It says Kohberger is a large bread company based in Denmark. Oh my God, I gotta take a breath. Whew. So did you hear that? The last name of him, she says, is a large bread company based in Denmark. No, I didn't know that. That's real interesting. And then thank you so much. Someone has too. That's what it says. And thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. Let's see. He just graduated in May, it says, from DeSales University, which is just up the road. And yesterday she felt uneasy. Yeah, what a relief for the people in Moscow. And for the parents who send their daughters there. Like, I could start crying thinking about it. Like, If my daughter was still alive and she was there, I'd probably be pulling her by her ankles. In fact, I did talk to a mother of a student who went to Pullman, and we discussed the whole thing and how terrifying, because her daughter wanted to keep going to school anyway, and the mom was afraid. And it's like such a relief now that issue is going to be put to the side for those thousands of mothers who are terrified about their children. You know, and then this Moscow seems like a really cute little town, so it'll be really nice to have this resolved. Let's see. Do you know where he would have cleaned himself? I saw him wash his hands in the kitchen sink. I heard other people, maybe on 4chan or Reddit or in a group, I heard them talk about him using the shower. I didn't see that. Like I said, that doesn't mean it didn't happen. It's like, you know, what they show me one scene going to another scene. Like, it's not like television. It's like, so they might have me, you know, in one place up there with the girls, but I'm not following him as he walks down the stairs. All of a sudden we're in the kitchen, right? And he has an apple, and he took that knife, which still had blood on it, and he cut the apple, and then the piece he put in his mouth had blood on it. And he liked it. He liked it. Made him feel good. He liked it. That's all I can say is he liked it. And then he put it in the drain, and then he thought about that, and he took it back out of the drain and put it in his pocket. And he washed his hands there. So I don't know if I don't know if he did any other kind of cleaning there. Says, oh, your channeling is awesome. Thank you. Really, it's the spirit guides. Really, I wouldn't have any reason for living with my daughter dead. This is the truth. But it's these spirit guides. They're so good. Just they've given me a reason for living, really, really. And it's not really me all being all that great. Because, like, I'm so I'm just, you know, I'm a person that's messed up as everyone else. And they are patient. The spirit guide people, they're patient, and they're so wise. And I'm just so grateful that they give me, you know, a reason to be here. So it's hard. It's just hard to explain how amazing they are. And when I do channeling, I also like pray to God, of course. And I pray to Jesus Christ and the angels, and each one I stop at, and I don't move on until I actually feel the presence. And the archangels definitely work with me. And I swear they're patient, because I've done, you know, I do stupid things all the time. And I'm just grateful for that. Let's see anymore. Let's see. Yeah, he was older. They showed me he was older than them. So it's, remember I said that what it sounds like, we think it might be Friendship Square where he approached Kaylee. So he had been stalking her. This is a stalker. Like, they dismissed the stalker theory. They wanted to, but he was wearing a black sweatshirt or black hoodie, and he was talking to her, and he was trying to act like, you know, remember I said bring up like trivial classes that they make everyone take, so right, that would be a common ground, and she wasn't interested. So yeah, I believe he stalked her first. This was well planned in his mind. I mean, if 10 months ago he was looking for people that are criminal, which of course that goes perfect. What a perfect cover, right? Major in criminal justice, but really be a psychopathic serial killer. Okay, let's see. Do you know where he would have cleaned? Pocono Mountains is where the knife probably is. So Madam August Butterfly says that. See, I don't know where the Pocono Mountains are. I gotta take a breath from. Shay says, how is Rocky? Rocky's doing really well. You've heard him snoring. The snoring itself wouldn't have been so bad, but he also hyperventilated a lot and overheated a lot. And so I found a vet finally that specialized in bulldogs, and she said his palate, because of his smushed face, it goes all the way down his throat, and he's not able to get the air from his nose, so he was struggling to breathe a lot. And so I actually had a surgery done about Tuesday, and they cut out the part that's going down his throat so he can breathe. So he's recovering from that. He's a little pesky today, so that's a good sign. I think he's gonna do good, and then I'll be able to take him with me places more, and he won't be struggling so much. And let's see. Someone said I didn't respond to something, but I don't know what. Thrill kill. Oh yeah, for sure. He's sick. This guy's sick. BHB is really there. Why? I don't know what that means. Oh, it says Donna. Someone in group showed a screenshot of Bryan where he had lighter reddish hair. Yeah, there's going to be a lot coming out. There's going to be a lot coming out. But if you look at his eyebrows, they arrested some other guy that does have red hair. And if you want to join my group, again, that's Psychic, Reverend, Donna, Seraphina, Readings and Investigations on Facebook. We'll be talking about it like while the press conference is going on and stuff like that. Oh, she's saying, Lynn is saying someone was caught in the Pocono Mountains. Was it the red-haired guy? Let me see who did that. Kohberger Bread. That's hilarious. I mean, nothing's hilarious, but L. Bradley, thank you very much. This message is held for review. This person wrote, he is disgusting. I wonder if he's an only child. He does have a sister, and I looked at her Facebook, and she looks really normal. In fact, she's some kind of occupational therapist, I believe. So she went into a helping field. The apple, the new puppies. Oh, the new puppies didn't go well. The new puppies, the mom killed. The mother killed 2 of them. I saved one of them. And for 3 weeks, I've been getting up every 2 hours taking care of this puppy. And then at week 3, it started going downhill and losing weight. And I brought it to the vet, and she said it has a birth defect. And she said it's a congenital birth defect, and that's probably why the mom killed the other ones. So she said it was a 90% chance it wouldn't survive. So I relinquished the last surviving puppy after 24 days to the vet, just because I think it has the best chance of survival. And let's see. Couldn't perform sexually. At the crime scene, no. He did not seem to be able to carry out his desire. So I don't think he ever got hard. But that's what he wanted to do. I mean, what I said is I'm minimizing it because of YouTube and stuff like that, but he's the sickest I have ever been connected to. Let me see. Idaho will take care of him. Yeah, they have the death penalty, don't they? There's a lot of hunting cabins, yeah. I think their stuff was... Okay, someone's saying AG. I think there's stuff about him possibly writing on Reddit saying he stabbed one girl. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's sick. He's sick. He's sick. He's as sick as they come. Okay, it's just cute. Let's see. 45 minutes till the press conference. Yeah, we'll have a quick goodbye when the press conference comes on. Let's see. So somebody, B. says, I cannot stop feeling like he is not the one. maybe I just cannot believe someone that would put so much into their future would do this. I think he's definitely the one, personally, but I would feel like maybe he recruited a little help, and I don't know if they went in the house with him, but he may have recruited one or two other people to like look out or something. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm just kind of, I'm not like in a psychic trance right now, but I think there's going to be quite a bit more that comes out. 4chan. Someone asked what happened on 4chan. Pretty much 100 people write on 4chan every night, really graphic ideas. So, he might have pre-dug holes. Yeah, he seems like the type who I think he put a lot of planning into this. Yeah, the lady says is worse than Lori Vallow. So Lori Vallow, who murdered JJ and Tylee and Charles. Okay. I believe Alex pulled the trigger, but Lori was sitting there going, shoot him, like that. Lori Vallow is a lady who I believe that she went a little crazy, and then she went into the grips of the mass. See, she's a sociopath, but Chad Daybell is a psychopathic mastermind, and I think he deserves the death penalty even more than her, even though she actively slaughtered her children. She's horrible. But, okay, with Lori Vallow, here's the difference. When I was connected her with Lori Vallow's mind, too. Like, it's shocking when I guess those spirit guides think I can handle this or something, but when I was connected to Lori Vallow's brain, well, she was just focused and intent. Like, she had no emotions at all. She wasn't doing it because it turned her on. She was doing it to carry out some agenda. Like, and it was Chad's agenda. So, with the Lori Vallow case as well, it's the only murder. And I've been doing these readings for 8 years. Like, I only started putting them on the YouTube a couple of years ago, but in all that time, probably 150 murders, the one with the Lori Vallow is the only one I've ever seen what I would say is true demonic activity. So I don't say it lightly, but there was real demonism. And there's even like a reading that was full of demonic stuff that I didn't put up because I thought people couldn't handle it. So I might put it up at some point. But I also think, and I don't think a lot of people know this, especially people who are new to that case, the Lori Vallow case. Her father, according to court records filed by Lori's ex-brother-in-law, Lori's father is a diagnosed schizophrenic. And that's genetic. So, and I don't mean to insult schizophrenics because people get real upset. Most schizophrenics are nonviolent. But I just think that with Lori, it made her more susceptible to Chad's lies. So, yeah, Tylee's death was worse because Tylee went through a lot of things like, when your own mom is murdering you, it's like the betrayal and the pain and the trauma. And for all of how violent and bizarre Lori is, she's not very good at these murders. Like, she plans them, but they don't go according to plan and they take longer. But this guy's different. Okay, this guy does this because he enjoys it. He enjoys it. It does give him a sexual thrill, whether he gets hard or not. He enjoys the act of slicing people open. So he's different than Lori that way. Lori wasn't a thrill killer, in my opinion. Lori killed the kids because she was mad at Kay Woodcock for getting the $1 million life insurance, and I believe Kaylee witnessed the shooting of Charles. She was supposed to keep JJ in the room, and she came out in the hallway. And I think Tylee may have said something one time like, now I have something over you, or something. Like, teenagers say. Was the wrong thing to say to her. Okay, let's see. Let's see here. Yeah, the Daybells are beyond sick. I seem to have, a lot of cases have come to me from Idaho. Let's see if there's any more. Will the police be able to locate this stuff? I think the best chance the police have is, like, if the red-haired younger kid who looks a little more scraggly and not as educated, I think if they can get him to talk, maybe they can locate some of this stuff. Thank you, Clark. People ask if I think he's the one who skinned the dog. I don't know. My brain is so wiped out. I can't think. Like, if I was meditating, I would ask, is what I would do. But me, oh my God. The police are at his apartment in Washington right now. This guy, Lady Cass, he couldn't feel any emotions. Probably so numb. He gravitated toward crime to feel. He had emotions going at the crime scene, which was elation. He was elated. He was on a high. I mean, I can't explain it. He was on a high, like if you just got off a roller coaster, or if you just went on a bungee jump, but except more. He wanted to go kill those other girls, I'll tell you that. I promise you. So, hit the like button. Yeah, hit the like button. No, let's see. Then if you hit the like button and leave a comment, YouTube will recommend it to more people. Let's see. Yeah, someone says, hopefully she'll see one of our questions and reply. I keep trying to reply to everything that I see. Let's see. Hi, Deborah. Yes, absolutely. As soon as I click off here, I'll go and because probably I didn't even tell my admins I was coming on here. I just tried to plug this in. So as soon as I go off here, I'll go back in there. So Jordan says, it's chilling to know that Xana fought back, and that's the last thing she saw. She might have started to woken up, and maybe she did fight back. I don't know, but when the coroner says there's defensive wounds, that you could go like this, and then someone's stabbing, or like that, and that's defensive wounds. So we'll see what happened there. Would you still describe him as a person of color as you described? Well, I described him as half white and half something else, and that is what he is. Okay, so yeah, I think he's pretty close. I said he's older. He's got brunette hair. He approached her. And he looks 50-50 homogenous American combined with something else, right? Yeah, I'd say that's an accurate description. Definitely. Okay, how long do you think he was in the area before he actually killed them? I think he planned it. I think he is the stalker. I think he's the guy who approached Kaylee in the square. I think he planned this. And like I said, oh, you know what? Because I was saying I feel like he's been in this house before. So that's going to be interesting too. To see if he had ever been in there before. Let's see. Let's see the other. I don't think the guy got many dates. Yeah, it'll be real interesting to see if he dated anyone. And if you've ever looked into Ted Bundy had a girlfriend for 2 or 3 years that didn't even know what he was doing. And she was really, sweet, nice, submissive, and didn't question him. So it'd be really interesting to see what his stuff is there. Titanican says, wonder if he killed the couple in Oregon. Yeah, so do I. That'll be interesting to find out. There's going to be a lot coming out. A lot of information in about 15 minutes. I was recently on a site called 4chan, caught a comment about how they were going after D, which means Dylan. Oh yeah, they've been harassing about Dylan and 4chan forever. They kind of all owe her an apology. Let's see. Let me see. Okay, I'll just do a couple more, and then that way everyone has like 10 minutes to go get a drink of water or whatever before the press conference. Is it true that he cut? Okay, that I'm not going to answer. It is sick. It's sick. What he did is sick. It's so sick, it's unbelievable. It's so sick that I started locking my back door because of something 1,000 miles away. That's how sick this guy is. And I figured he's obviously listening to me, so. Does anyone know yet when or where he's seen or met the victims? I hope they have some answers at that. I hope the press conference gives us a lot of answers about these things. He's in a turtle suit because he's suicidal or combative. He looks more combative than suicidal to me. Some detectives on YouTube said he would be a large male, and he is. Yeah, I said that too. My stomach hurts every time I connect with this guy. Oh yeah, he's sick. You can just tell by looking at him he's sick. He has that fast, evil, yucky energy. He probably got a high off. Yeah, he absolutely got a high off it. Since he asked if anyone else was arrested, I think he will take everyone else down with them. Right now, he looks to me to be the type who wants to think he's superior. He wants to think he's smarter than everyone else. That's why he thought he could get away with this. He probably manipulated a few people into doing some of his dirty work. And when they get those people to talk, then he's going to be fried. So someone asked where he cleaned himself. Like I said, I already answered that. Rumors are connecting him to Dylan. Poor Dylan. Okay, love you. Thank you. You said you could identify him. Maybe he killed on his way. Pure evil. Okay, I'm a little bit exhausted. Let me see if... Yeah. So anyways, we got 10 minutes or 15 minutes until the press conference. And, let's see. So a lot of, is it true his father was the landlord? I don't think so, because they're from Pennsylvania, and the guy who owns the house is from Colorado. Yeah, we're gonna learn a lot, but what I saw him approach Kaylee where she was sitting on the bench. JLR, another YouTuber, he also found that there was a circular bench around the sorority that Kaylee used to live in. There was also another one in the mall by the baguette place. So, but I kind of had a feeling when I saw Friendship Square that that's what they were probably trying to show me. So he approached her there. So he picked her. I'm sure he put a lot of work into this. He really thinks that he's smart, and finally he isn't so smart, and I'm so glad law enforcement has caught him, and I hope if there's other people involved they start talking again. So on Facebook, if you want to join us for discussing this more, my Facebook group is called Psychic Reverend Donna, Seraphina, Readings and Investigations. And I'm going to leave it with that. And just tell you guys I really appreciate your support, really consistent support, and it's a happy new year in the sense that they have this horrible criminal off the street. I mean, you know, it's a funeral today, right, for two of these girls, but we can also be glad that they have this creep, this absolute cretin monster off the street.